The Jesse Blake Sports Report with Jesse Blake.
If you are listening to this or watching this at the time of release, that means you are less than 24 hours away from real regular season NHL action. The NHL season gets underway tomorrow, October 4th in Czechia when the Devils play the Sabres. We made it. We made it, everybody. We went a whole summer with no NHL action, games that counted, and now we're back. We are back with real hockey, and it is so much fun. And I am ready to lay down the gauntlet and make my picks for all of the major awards and trophies. And that is what we're doing here today. I'm just going to go through all of the trophies and awards. I'm going to make my picks, and every single one of them is going to be 100% right. Every single one of them is going to be exactly how it's going to end up in June. So here we go. Let's start at the very top. You've probably heard me say this a couple times during training camp. The New York Rangers are winning the Stanley Cup this season. So the Rangers are the 6th team. They have the 6th best odds so far, according to the betting market, to win the Stanley Cup. They are 14-1. Ahead of them, if you go down in order of what the betting odds think the teams are in order of who's going to win the Stanley Cup, it's the Oilers, Panthers, Avalanche, Stars, Devils, Rangers at 6, Hurricanes, Leafs, Golden Knights. That rounds out the top there. So I'm banking on this is the season the Rangers get it done at 14-1 because they have the perfect mix, and they've had it for a number of seasons now. They have the perfect mix of young players, veteran players, stud goaltending. That's the three things you want out of a hockey team. And it's the star power mixed with the young stars, mixed with the stud defenseman, mixed with Igor. It's Adam Fox, it's Zibanejad, it's Chris Kreider, it's Kakko, Laugh. Everything you want, they have it. There's not really any weak spots on this team. You know, Florida was able to outscore this team come the Eastern Conference Finals last year, but you think that they've solidified a lot of those areas by signing Riley Smith, first of all, having the defense core. We know what we can't do with Jacob Trouba now, and that's play him a whole bunch. We know that the young players are a little ahead of where they were last year because, you know, you only expect a guy like Alexis Lafreniere to only get better. And I think it's the perfect mix for a Stanley Cup champion. It's going to be hard. It's going to be real tough to win the Cup this year because I feel like there's a lot of really good NHL teams, and they only have the 6th best odds. So, like, people think there's 5 better teams than them, but I think they are the perfect mix to go on a deep playoff run and win the Stanley Cup. So that's my pick, and I know here they have odds for exact Stanley Cup picks, so we'll go look at those. But if you're curious, the bottom of the NHL of the odds to win the Stanley Cup, it goes Sharks at 32, Blue Jackets 31, Ducks at 30, Blackhawks at 29, Canadians at 28. The Canadians are 151-1 to win. The Blackhawks 200-1, Ducks 300, Blue Jackets 300, and the Sharks 400-1 to win the Stanley Cup. So if you put down $1, you'd win $400 if the San Jose Sharks won the Stanley Cup. The Atlantic Division, I have the Boston Bruins winning it. I'm confident Swayman gets signed within the next early part of the season. Everything there is going to be solved, I assume. So the Bruins are 6-1 to win the Atlantic Division. The favorites are the Panthers, Leafs, Bruins, Lightning in that order. For the Metro, it's the Devils, Hurricanes, Rangers, Islanders. I have the Devils taking that, the favorites. The Rangers, I know I have them winning the Cup, but I don't have them winning the Metro because I feel like the Devils are going to be a really strong regular season team, and that's going to lead into some of my award picks for individual players. The Devils are 3.2-1 to win the Metro Division. So I have them winning. I have the favorite winning there. In the Central, I have the Avalanche winning, who have the 2nd best odds to win. So it's the Stars, Avalanche, Preds, Jets is the top 4 according to the betting market. I have the Avalanche, who are 3.3-1 to win the Central Division. And then we have the Pacific Division, where the favorites, according to the betting markets, are Oilers, Golden Knights, Canucks, Kings. I have the Canucks taking the Pacific, but I did make that pick when I thought Demko would be ready for the early part of the regular season, which it doesn't look like he will be, so that pick is kind of out there. I probably lean towards the Golden Knights as my backup pick, but the Canucks are 5.5 to 1 to win the division. As I said, the Oilers, Golden Knights, Canucks, Kings are the top four. The President's Trophy. Let's do this one. This one's a fun one. I have, if you watch the season preview on the SDPN YouTube channel for the New Jersey Devils, you probably heard me say this. I think the New Jersey Devils, their young squad that had such a disappointing season last year, but is still the same core that had a spectacular 2023 season, and now they have goaltending and defense. And that's really all they were missing. I think they're going to have a spectacular regular season with a brand new head coach in Sheldon Keefe, who knows how to motivate, who knows how to get guys going. So I think the Devils are going to win the President's Trophy. Their odds to win it are 12 to 1. That's pretty good odds for the Devils. 12 to 1 for the Devils to win the President's Trophy. If we look at the order of who the betting market thinks is going to win the President's Trophy, it goes Oilers, Stars, Avalanche, Panthers, Devils, they're at 5, and then Hurricanes, Rangers, Maple Leafs, Golden Knights. The Maple Leafs are really high on that list. Next up, the exact outcome of the Stanley Cup. So this is going to be a little tricky to find because you can imagine there's a lot of exact outcomes that could happen with the Stanley Cup. So let's scroll to at least get the New York Rangers in there, and then I'm going to reveal to you who I think they're going to be up against in the Western Conference side of the Stanley Cup. And that is the Colorado Avalanche. I think the New York Rangers beat the Colorado Avalanche in the Stanley Cup final. That exact outcome is 81 to 1. If that happened, if I wanted to lay $1 on that, I would win $80 if the Rangers beat the Colorado Avalanche in the Stanley Cup final. That is my pick. I think the Colorado Avalanche, because they won and then kind of had a little bit of a step back couple seasons from when they won the Stanley Cup, I think people are forgetting that the Avalanche are still very dangerous. I feel like Nathan MacKinnon is going to find a way. You know what I mean? You know when Sidney Crosby was the Penguins were at their peak, and when they were in the finals against Detroit, and then they go back to the finals and they win it, and then they win the back-to-back cups. I feel like Nathan MacKinnon's career needs more trips to the Stanley Cup final. And eventually, if you just every year bet that in the Western Conference, the Avalanche are going to represent the West are going to be represented in the Stanley Cup final by the Colorado Avalanche. If you just kept betting that every single year, I feel like you just hit that a couple times. Nathan MacKinnon is a absolute beast. Second best player in the game right now, and I think the Avalanche find a way to be a really dominant playoff team and get to the Stanley Cup final against the New York Rangers. So let's scroll way past all the exact outcomes. Let's find a fun one here before we move on to the trophies. Let's find like a San Jose beats Chicago in the Stanley Cup final and see how much that pays out. Here we go. San Jose, I just saw San Jose to beat Montreal. San Jose to beat the Montreal Canadiens in the Stanley Cup final. If you put $1 on that, you would get $10,000. It is 10,000 to 1 for the San Jose Sharks to beat the Montreal Canadiens in the Stanley Cup final. I'm going to be honest, that is simply a donation of $1. Do not spend your dollar on San Jose beating Montreal in the hopes of getting $10,000. It's not going to happen, but that's crazy to see. Now let's head over to the trophies and make our predictions for who's going to win each individual trophy this season. I'm just scrolling down here. All right. We're starting with the Art Ross Trophy. The Art Ross Trophy is the trophy for the most points, whoever leads the league in points. And this is the Connor McDavid Trophy. If you look, Connor McDavid is the favorite to win, and his odds to win aren't even 2 to 1. It's 1.65 to 1. So if you bet $1 for Connor McDavid to win the Art Ross Trophy, you're getting 65 cents back. And that is, okay, that's what you probably should do. And if we're being honest here, the smart thing to do is just say, yeah, Connor McDavid's going to win the Art Ross Trophy, because it's very likely that he will. If he's healthy, Connor McDavid should win the Art Ross Trophy running away. It's going to be a steal. But he didn't win it last year. That was Nikita Kucherov. So it's not out of the realm of possibility that Connor McDavid doesn't win the Art Ross Trophy. He didn't win the most recent trophy. So if I'm making the bet for who's going to win the Art Ross Trophy, and it's not Connor McDavid, because that's too easy, my money goes to Jack Hughes. And Jack Hughes right now is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. He has the 8th best odds to win the Art Ross Trophy. And if you put $1 on Jack Hughes to win the Art Ross Trophy, you would get $30 back. So, Jack Hughes, it's my whole idea around huge regular season for the New Jersey Devils. Jack Hughes, in order for that to happen, Jack Hughes has to take a step in his game. He's never had more than 99 points in his career. He's never been a 100-point scorer. But last year, he was on pace in 62 games played to have a high 90s point season. So he's in the high 90s. But my idea with this is the Devils take a step to this President's Trophy winning team. That's going to come with their big player taking a step in his point production. Jack Hughes becomes a 130-point scorer instead of a 100-point scorer. At 31-1, I think is a very good bet to win the Art Ross Trophy. The Selke Award is very similar to the Art Ross Trophy in that one guy is the clear runaway favorite before the puck is even dropped, and that is Sasha Barkov, who's 2.2-1 to win the Selke Trophy, which is the trophy for the best defensive forward in the game. But I love the idea of the guy with the second best odds to win there, Austin Matthews. I love the idea of this season being Austin Matthews Selke Trophy season, a dedication to defense from the best goal scorer in the game right now. If you put $1 down on Austin Matthews to win the Selke Trophy, he's currently 8.5-1 to win the trophy. So you get $8 back. Not too bad. And Austin Matthews throughout his career has garnered more and more respect for his defensive game. And eventually, I think he gets a Selke Trophy. Is this the year that he supplants Barkov? Probably not. But he's going to get one. He's going to get one of these seasons. So I think smart money goes to Matthews. And this could be the season that the writers recognize, hey, he's doing exceptional stuff on the offensive end, plus great things on the defensive end. That combination should award him a trophy. You know, let's reward what he's doing at all areas on the ice. Give him a Selke Trophy, and let's see if his the advanced metrics for his defensive numbers back up having this Selke Trophy. So my money goes to Austin winning the Selke this season. Hart Trophy. The Hart Trophy is a little difficult because I can lean towards Jack Hughes getting it, because President's Trophy, Art Ross, Hart Trophy. I feel like all of those go all into one. So I'm going to say Jack Hughes leads the Devils to the President's Trophy, gets the Hart Trophy. He's fourth. According to the betting odds, he's fourth most likely to win the Hart Trophy. This isn't a crazy bet. It's McDavid, McKinnon, Matthews, Hughes is what I'm looking at right now. And to round out the rest, Kucherov, Pasta, Draisaitl, Kaprizov, Makar. That's the top of the order of who's most likely to win the Hart Trophy. McDavid, McKinnon, Matthews, Hughes, Kucherov, Pasta, Draisaitl, Kaprizov, Makar. Jack Hughes, if you put $1 down on him to win the Hart Trophy, $12. He is 12-1 to win the Hart Trophy, and that is where I'm going with this. Rocket Richard. I don't know if this is a little off the board. Connor McDavid, Rocket Richard year. If you remember going into the 23-24 season when, actually that was last season, the 22-23 season when Connor McDavid put up 65 goals. That offseason, the whole thing was Connor McDavid is rededicating himself to, it was 64 goals, my mistake. I just had to double check that. 64 goals in 82 games. The whole thing all offseason was Connor McDavid's rededicating himself to scoring goals. He's going to be selfish. And then he had to get away from that last season because the team started slow and he needed to do more to get everybody going, get the team to a place where they're competitive winning. And it worked. You know, they went to the Stanley Cup final. They almost won the division after such a poor start, and 100 assists. McDavid is what worked. But I think this season, we see McDavid go back to his 22-23 type of gameplay. I don't think that's insane to say that McDavid can do whatever he wants, and if he wants to be the dynamic goal scorer who puts up 64 goals, he can. I think that's going to be this season. So Rocket Richard for Connor McDavid. He is fifth most likely to win the Rocket. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It goes Austin, David Pastrnak, Kirill Kaprizov, Leon Draisaitl, and then Connor McDavid. So I think it's a really good bet because he's fifth most likely. He's that's really good. And the 10-1 are the odds. 1.8 are the odds for Austin Matthews to win the Rocket Richard. If you bet $1 on that, you only get 80 cents back if Austin Matthews wins the Rocket Richard and you bet on him to win it. So I think smart money goes to McDavid at 10-1. Vezina Trophy, landslide, Igor Shesterkin. Igor Shesterkin runs away with the Vezina this season, I think, because contract year Igor. I think the Rangers have a great season where they finish second in the division. I think he has one of the best seasons of his career. Igor Shesterkin's my bet for the Vezina Trophy. Markstrom would be a good one because of how high I have the Devils. Vasilevsky having a big bounce back season is also a good one. The order of most likely, according to the betting odds for the Vezina Trophy, goes Igor Shesterkin, Connor Hellebuyck, Jeremy Swayman, Thatcher Demko, Ilya Sorokin, Andrei Vasilevsky, Jacob Markstrom, Jake Ottinger, UC Saros. That is the order. If you put $1 on Igor to win, it's 6.5-1. But if you look at the odds, it's very close. Like, you can go either way with this. The top three are Shesterkin, Hellebuyck, and Swayman. Shesterkin is 6.5-1 to win, but Hellebuyck and Swayman are 7-1 to win. Both of them tied for 2 and 3 there. So you can really go either way. I think Igor is the best goaltender in the world right now. And my money is that this season is the season he proves it, and he gets that Vezina Trophy in his back pocket to do it. This one is so difficult. The Calder Trophy. I am torn. I am really torn on Michkov or Celebrini. Michkov right now is most likely to win the Hart, Calder Trophy, and then it's Celebrini, Logan Stankoven, Cutter Gauthier, Lane Hudson, Will Smith, Dustin Wolf, Rutger McGroarty, and Jesper Wallstedt. That is the order of who's most likely to win the Calder Trophy this season. 4-1 is Michkov. I want to lean Michkov because I believe that there's more support for him in Philly, even though I have San Jose, I think, ahead of them in like finishing in their division. But I feel like Michkov is more mature, more ready for NHL action. He's more likely to step in and be a ready-made NHL player. That's where I'm leaning with the Calder Trophy. I could really go either way, but I'm going to go with Michkov. I'm going to go with Michkov, 4-1, picking the player with the best odds there. Celebrini, though, I could easily see winning. Stankoven's a nice pick too, but I feel like there's too much talent on Dallas for him to step up and steal a trophy like that. Cutter Gauthier is interesting too, but I don't see enough offense there. I think Michkov is the smart pick to win the Calder Trophy this season. I think he's NHL ready, especially what he's done in the preseason. He's been spectacular. Every day you're seeing highlights from Michkov. I think he's second in preseason points, which doesn't really mean anything, but Michkov's been exceptional in the preseason. I think he gets the Calder Trophy this year. And the Norris Trophy. We'll do Jack Adams as well. Jack Adams coming up after Norris Trophy. Norris Trophy, real difficult. Evan Bouchard is my outside pick. Though I'll give you the order of who's most likely to win. Cale Makar, Adam Fox, Quinn Hughes, Evan Bouchard, Miro Heiskanen, Roman Josi, Rasmus Dahlin, Noah Dobson, Victor Hedman. For a lot of last season, Evan Bouchard was right there. He was right there with every single top defenseman in the league. And the only place he kind of struggled at was being exceptional in his own end, was the defense part of it. And the Norris Trophy, if you don't know, is for the best defenseman in the National Hockey League. Calder Trophy's for Rookie of the Year. I didn't explain the trophies. Vezina's for best goaltender. Evan Bouchard was right there. He was right there with everybody. And if this is the year that Evan Bouchard becomes a great defensive player, along with being a otherworldly offensive player from the back end, which he already is. Go look at the numbers. He's already great offensively from a defensive position. If he adds being the one of the top 2, 3, 4 defensive players in the league, give him the Norris Trophy. Give it to him. I feel like he's there, but the smart pick is year in, year out, the best defensive player in this league is Cale Makar. He is right now 3.5 to 1 to win the Norris Trophy. My outside pick, where I would throw my money because the odds, he's worse odds to win. So it's a higher payout. 9 to 1 for Evan Bouchard to win the Norris Trophy. I don't think it's a bad bet at all. Fox Hughes, like I can easily see either one of them, but I would go if I gotta commit to something and say like I'm putting money there, I'm doing Cale Makar because it's easy. It's like Connor McDavid for the Art Ross. But if you're telling me like, hey, who's got a chance that's not Cale? It's Evan Bouchard. That's where I'm going. So he'll be my official pick to win it. Smart money's probably on Makar. Us who aren't scared money is going on Evan Bouchard. Jack Adams, Sheldon Keefe is the front runner to win the Jack Adams. Oh, I didn't expect that, but he's most likely to win the Jack Adams Award. It goes Keefe, Travis Green, Andrew Burnett, Craig Berube, Lindy Ruff, John Hines, Andre Tourigny, John Cooper, Chris Knobloch are the best, most likely to win the Jack Adams Award. I'm going with Sheldon Keefe, who is 6.5 to 1 to win the Jack Adams Trophy. I explained it enough. New Jersey President's Trophy, new head coach. Give him the Jack Adams Award. We'll leave it there. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you think in the comments below on the YouTube channel, on the Jesse Blake Sports Report YouTube channel. If you're not subscribed, hit subscribe. If you have not liked the video yet and you're still watching, hit like. I appreciate every subscription and every like on every single video. So let me know who you think is taking each awards. Yeah, I'm interested to see what the consensus is on a number of these. I think I'm going to be 100% right come the end of the season. That is it for me today. Thank you for being here. You could have been anywhere in the world, but chose to be watching or listening right now, and I appreciate you for that. I will see you back very soon. Good night from Toronto.
That is how it's done.
The Jesse Blake Sports Report with Jesse Blake.
Jesse Blake, the guy that likes to hear his name twice in one sentence. Sure, I know him. No, he doesn't have an ego at all.